Thank you and welcome everyone. Thanks for joining in the session. Today onwards, we will be starting our regular classes. And as we have discussed about the course curriculum, we will be starting step by step, considering all the prerequisites about this particular training, whatever the things that we have to learn from the scratch, everything we will be learning as part of this particular program, up to the mark that we can consider ourselves as a fusion technical consultant having minimum 2 to 3 years of experience, provided you will follow this particular training and follow and complete all the assignments that we are going to assign to you guys. Okay, so guys, the first thing that about this particular training that going forward that we're going to provide, please reach out to admin all the participants who has already enrolled. Thank you once again. There will be a WhatsApp group created and the credentials for the Fusion applications will be shared by the admin today itself. Okay, second thing guys, that there is a G drive has been created. In that particular G drive, whatever the contents that we have already prepared or whatever the contents that we are going to prepare in future also, specific to different sort of topics, different scope of technologies, we will be putting across those particular contents there, and that access will also be provided to you guys. Please reach out to admin and he will support you to get your accesses done. Okay guys, it may require 1 or 2 days of time to get your accounts created, so meanwhile do not rush and do not think that okay, it is being getting delayed or something. Generally we will get the access and everything sorted out within a 1 day of time frame. Okay guys, as we discussed that okay, daily recorded will be uploaded into a server and you will be provided the access of those particular G drives or the server through which you will be able to access these particular daily lecture recordings, and you will be able to access those particular recordings in future, and these recordings will be provided to you for lifetime access. Guys, there is no limitation on that. You should not be able to access any of the video anytime. You will be always having these particular training materials and video with you for lifetime access. Okay, so moving ahead guys, first of all we need to understand what is Fusion application, how to access and navigate to this. So guys, for accessing the Fusion application, the basic thing that we are looking for and the interesting part is that you does not need to install any software, and to use this particular software, what we are supposed to have, we should need to have an internet connection and we should need to have the browser. Any of the browser guys we can use. We can use Edge, we can use Chrome, we can use Opera, and we can use Mozilla. Any of the browser we can use. This is the URL that will be provided to you. Once you hit this particular URL guys, we will be landing into this particular login screen. Once we get into the login screen guys, you will be provided one username password. Using that username password, we can simply log in the username password and enter into the application. So guys, this is how we are going to access the application, and once we access the application, this is the home screen or the landing page. In this application guys, this black strip that you're going to see, this black strip is the place where this is the global bar. In this global bar guys, there are being certain buttons. These buttons are called global buttons that will help us to navigate at any point that we are standing into any of the screen, any of the page. In case we want to come back to the home screen, okay, if we are standing anywhere and we want to come to the home screen guys, we can access this button. This is the home button. Like suppose if we landing into this particular application, in this application guys, the user that have logged in, the Kala.Gavin is the user. He logs in and he's having the access for different sort of modules, different sort of pages, different sort of functionality, like me, my teams, my client group, benefits, different sort of pages are there which has been categorized into different sort of tabs. So under these tabs guys, these are called tabs. Under these tabs there has been different pages which has been represented into this particular icons. These are called the pages, or you can say tiles. These are the tiles that we can access. Okay, so guys, if you log in with your user, you may be able to see only 3 tabs. If some other user is logging in, he may be able to see 7 tabs. Why and how that is being administered? Because both the users is having different sort of role. Based on the role that person is having, based on the responsibility that the user is supposed to pursue into the company, that is the reason they might be having different sort of accesses. Okay, talking about, guys, once we get this particular page is the home page, and this particular setup where we are having these many tabs, and each of these tabs we have these many tiles that we can access. This entire page is called springboard. We used to call this as a springboard. Okay, in addition to that, guys, whatever we are able to access here, whatever we are going to access here, the same thing can be accessible here. This is called navigator. If we click onto this navigator, guys, all these pages, all these subcategories are having different sort of more categories or pages. Everything can be accessible from here also. Okay, Shahadat, I will take the queries in the last. Please note down your queries and I will address all those queries later. Okay. So guys, this is the landing page where we are supposed to do, and if you are accessing any of the page, in case you have to come back to the home screen, you can click onto this home icon and it will bring back to the home screen. Suppose I'm accessing this particular page. Currently I'm into this tab. Under this I'm under this particular page. Okay, and under this page, guys, I have done my work, but I need to go back to my home screen. How I can go? Click onto this and I will be landing into the home screen. Okay, guys, if I have this particular URL in any of the browser, if we are accessing some URL, we have this star button that we can add this particular page, add this particular URL to our favorites. Same way, guys, suppose as a service engineer, if you are supposed to access this application and you have to navigate to some particular page, suppose once you log in into the application, you will need to click onto my client group, then you have to click into, suppose, work structures. Under work structures, you are supposed to click onto one page called, suppose, manage jobs. Okay, this job family is the page you want to click and access this particular page. So guys, as an HR, suppose this is the main page that you are going to work on regular basis. Okay, so instead of accessing this page by clicking onto 3-4 times, you can do something that you can make this particular page as a favorites. Okay, if you make that particular page as a favorites, then what will happen, that page will be directly available into this star. If you click onto this, guys, there is something, two things are available. as a as a user, once we log in and we perform different sort of actions and access different sort of pages, all those pages will be listed down here as the recent items. Okay, so in case you are interested to go to the person screen or employment screen or to import and load screen, this page may require directly to access by clicking on to five different places. But you know that, okay, recently you have accessed this. So instead of going through the same route by clicking onto 5 different places, you can simply click onto this particular star icon and click onto this particular recent pages and click onto this, and it will take you to that particular screen that is supposed to be related to the import and load page. Okay, from this, guys, you want to go back to previous page. We are not supposed to use any time to use this navigator button of the browser. We are supposed to use either this navigator, okay, which is available here, or if the page allows you to go back, we are supposed to use this particular back button only. Okay, in case, guys, you want to go back, if you are standing onto any page, we have understood that we can directly click onto this home button also, that is also permissible. Okay, next thing is, guys, very important that we should need to know, like if we are performing any transactions, like suppose you are an HR, you want to transfer one employee from Delhi to Bangalore, so you go search for that employee, you change the location of the employee from the Delhi to Bangalore. Okay, or you are a procurement manager, you have to purchase some sort of raw material, so you have approved some transaction, you have created some item into the system. So if anything you have created, if you have purchased an item, you have to make a payment for that item. Or the business requirement is, if any receipt is to be created, it should need to be approved by someone, it should need to be approved by the sales head or marketing head or purchasing head, something like that. So guys, in case any transactions are happening into the system which require some sort of approvals, then what will happen, once the person logs in, suppose Piyush is the person who makes some transaction, Piyush is the person who has transferred Kumar. What has happened, if Piyush has made the transaction to transfer Kumar, it should need to be approved by Rajesh, who's the HR of the company. Once Rajesh approves it, it should need to be approved by Sita Raman, who's the CHR of the company, then only the transaction should be confirmed as a committed transaction. So guys, what has happened if Piyush did the transaction? If Piyush did the transaction on some record, it should need to go the other person to approve. So once that person logs in into the system, how that person will get to know? Does Piyush need to tell them that, okay, please go and check the transaction and approve it? No. They will log in into the system and they will see this bell icon. In this bell icon, guys, they will be able to see all the transactions that require their attention. They get to know that, okay, this particular person has been transferred. There is a button whether you need to approve or reject, or you want to dismiss the transaction, or they want to see more details. They can click onto this hyperlink and it will give you the more details about that transaction. The person who's supposed to review the transaction, he will get all the details, study what are the changes has happened, and then if he finds that everything is relevant and he thinks that, okay, this transaction is genuine, he can either approve the transaction or he can either cancel the transaction. Okay, fine. So guys, these are the basic buttons that we have. In addition to that, guys, the person who has logs in, his name will be displayed here. Okay. And guys, this is a system which is designed in a dynamic way. The system is a cloud-based application. It's a cloud-based application. So this software has been installed into some sort of server. That server may be in USA or Canada or Germany or France. We don't know in this instance where this particular server has been hosted, where our application is hosted, but it recognizes what is the time. Okay, accordingly it will give the message as good evening or good morning or good afternoon, something like that. Okay, the person who has logs in, guys, you see here there is a button. In this button, guys, there are certain settings about this particular software. As a person that you logs in case you want to log out, you can click onto this to log out from the application. Okay, like suppose I want to log out, I can click onto this and this application will be logged out. We can click onto confirm and this will take me out of the application. Again, we want to log in, click on. That's how we will be able to click on to sign in and we will be able to log in into the application again. Okay. So guys, these are the global buttons. In the home page, guys, we have a global search bar also. In this global search bar, guys, anything that you want to search, you want to search for any person, you want to search for any product, you want to search for any invoice, you want to search for any supplier details, anything. If you know, like suppose I know some particular person called suppose Mark. Anything if I put, if that particular detail is there, it says that, okay, Mark is the person, these many marks are there. So it will be able to show us that detail. In this mark, guys, you will see that there is a small tilted icon. If you have searched this person, you want to perform some action on this person, click onto this. It will give you some other options based on your access level. If you have the access to add new person, you want to add new assignment, you want to add his compensation, you want to change his personal details, you want to check his absence details, you want to cancel his work relationship, you want to change his location, you want to change his manager, you want to change his photo, you want to change his salary. So based on your access, the person who logs in Kala.Kevin has an administrator. He has all the powers, he has all the access. That is the reason he's getting so many features. But if you are just a simple HR, you may be only having the capability to transfer and change the photo only. So once you search the person and click onto this, you will be getting only two options. And once you click onto those options, the new form will open. In that form, you are supposed to perform some sort of transactions. Okay. Now, guys, what has happened? Everything that you are able to see here, most of the things are also available here also. Okay, so there are being two different ways that you can access. Like suppose if we say that, okay, we want to go and search for some sort of work structures. So if we click onto my client group, if we scroll down, there is something called work structure. If we click onto this, we have this particular page called work structure, which will list down all the work structure into the Fusion HCM application. Okay, same way, guys, if we click onto this home page and we want to access this from other navigation point, we can make use of this navigator. Click onto this. Here also there is a my client group. Here also there is something called work structures. Once we click onto this work structures, we will be able to access and navigate same sort of page. In this page, guys, there has been different work structure like position, job, grade, location, organization, department, and we can access these particular pages to perform different sort of data transactions. Okay. So guys, if we are coming to the work structure, so if we get this particular basic navigation, as we said that, okay, we will be purchasing a software. Once TCS is purchased this particular software, so TCS will be getting at least two URLs. One is for your development environment and one is your production environment. What is the development environment? Which is your trial and tested environment, where a set of consultant will join and take the requirement from the customer and try to configure the software as per the client requirement. Then the client will review that software, then they will perform the testing. If everything is fine, client will give the sign off that, okay, this is what I have expected and it is working fine, please make it live, please make those configuration live into my production server. So that every time, that every real-time transactions, like every new person to be hired, any person to be terminated, any new supplier to be onboarded, any new invoice to be created, any receipt to be settle, all that will be happening into the production environment. But in case new functionality has to be done, we are not going to directly go and check and make any changes into the production, but instead of that, we will be doing all the changes into the development environment. We will make it sure that, okay, everything is working as expected. We get the customer or business sign off, and then only we will be migrating the changes into the production. Once we make the changes only into the dev environment, those changes are not available into production. Once we got the sign off and we migrate the changes from development environment to the production environment, then only those feature, those functionality, those screens, those business rule will be applied and made available into the production environment. Okay. So guys, once TCS purchase this, we get two servers. Okay. And in addition to that, guys, this is one of the application. This is the Fusion application. This is the Fusion UI application. In addition to that, what we will get two other softwares. One software is, take the URL and add a keyword called analytics. What we will add? A keyword called analytics, and hit enter. What it will do? It will take us to one application. This is the backend server of the application. This backend server, what it will do? It will help us to access the application in the backend. In case we as a technical developer, we must be having the access for this particular application. This is the Oracle Transaction Business Intelligence. The server name is Transaction and Business Intelligence. The purpose of this particular server is, as a technical consultant, we are supposed to extract the bulk data by using some of the technologies called BIP or OTBI. So we are supposed to build some sort of reports using this particular server. This is the software where we are going to learn how to build the different sort of reports. Okay. In addition to that, guys, once we purchase this particular software, we will be provided by Oracle one additional software, that is content server software. So take the URL and add a keyword called CS. CS stands for content server, and hit the enter. What you will see, this is some sort of browser cloud-based server where we can place some sort of data, some sort of file-based system. Guys, it's like if you have purchased the iPhone, you may be having 128 GB variant of the iPhone. But in addition to that, iPhone has given you to, maybe 10 GB of free cloud space also, right? Every iPhone is going to give 30 GB or 10 GB of free iCloud space. Same way, once we purchase this particular software, so Oracle Fusions also give you some cloud space where you are going to put some sort of files. So in this file system, guys, what you're supposed to do, you can search any file. Come and click on to blind search into the file. Any file which has been placed into the server, you can search the file. All the files will be listed down here. You want to access more details about this particular file, click onto this action info item, click onto this, and it will give you more details. Each file that will be placed into this server, guys, will be getting some unique ID called content ID. Okay. In case you are willing to download this file, you can click onto this file and the file will be downloaded to you. In case you don't want this file to be there into the server, it is like your, instead of your laptop D drive, it is some cloud-based directory where some files has been placed. Either you will place for certain reasons, or either Oracle Fusion will place some files for certain reasons internally. In case you want to search those files, you can search the file. In case you want to check the details about those particular file, you can check the details. How? Suppose once we access this particular software, like suppose this is the URL, we will add the keyword called CS and hit enter. Once we click on to hit enter, guys, we will be landing into this search page. If we know the content ID of the application of that particular file, click onto this and search, we will be landing this particular file. If we want to access more detail, click onto this, we will get more details. In case you want to download the file, you click onto this, you will download the file. In case you want to delete the file, we can delete the file by clicking onto this delete icon. Okay. So guys, if you have deleted the file, again, if we go there and we want to search this file again, you will be seeing that, okay, there is no such file available here. Okay. There is no file available here now. Okay. Sagar and Sahadat, please tell me what is the query that you have before we proceed further.
Yeah, hi sir. So I'm also working in Oracle, this only technology, but I just not, I mean, I saw screen first time. So we can store a report file for this
Sagar,
file.
just a second. I'm not getting your voice properly. Please be slow.
Okay, 1 second. So is it fine now?
Yes.
So this is, I mean, I'm also working in this tech stack only, but I just want to know that this is file storage for any reports we can store or what? I mean, any code
Sagar,
we do.
Sagar, there could be
Yes.
multiple scenarios. I am just letting you at the very basic level. Okay.
Okay.
If you're attending this course, everything, whatever the possible reason, if this software has been provided to place the file, there may be certain reasons. I told you whether we will be placing the file or whether Oracle itself is placing the file. What is those different scenarios? That is not something that you should need to think through at this point of time. Understand that once we purchase the software, we get 3 different URLs. How to access those URL, what we can do, learn that navigation. Okay.
Okay.
The
Okay.
the expectation is to make you teach the navigation and the server and what are the work that you are supposed to do. The purpose, uses, benefit, advantages, everything we are going to cover. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Sir. Okay.
Fine, guys. Guys, I request you again to consider that, okay, if Sagar, you know that, yes, you know being a driver, but I'm making you a pilot. So please wait for 2-3 sessions, at least for the first 2-3 days, so that the picture will come completely into your part. Okay. Focus on to what we are teaching and covering so that it will be easy for you to understand. Over to you, Shahadat.
Hi, I have a quick question. Like, as this is a good course, so I need to know like whether you are providing any day-wise syllabus so that we can plan ahead. Okay, today we are learning. These are the content we have to learn, and then tomorrow there will be
Fine,
this.
Shahadat, I got your query.
Okay.
Shahadat, so basically, I guess you have not attending the like demo session, I believe. Everything has been provided there also. And once you get enrolled, all the materials, all the course materials, okay, everything will be provided. And this is very much flexible sort of training material covering different sort of details. So once we get into the shape, we will be getting interacting by end of the session only. Most of the times I will be announcing that, okay, tomorrow this is the agenda, we will be covering that sort of thing. Okay.
Okay.
Further,
Thank
the
you.
complete syllabus and walkthrough has been also provided. You will see it into the documents also. Okay.
Thank you.
Over to you, Babu.
Sir, actually, content server is all like a Google Drive, right?
Babu, what is the content server that I have not explained, Babu, yet? Just focus on what I am explaining that, okay, you will be getting 3 servers. That is the only objective that I have today.
Okay, sir.
There has been so many things, there has been so many technologies that is using this content server for different purpose that we will be learning as part of this particular training. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Fine, guys. Anyone has any other questions? Fine, guys. So
Sir,
request. Yes.
sir,
Tell me,
like,
Chaitanya.
yeah, like you have deleted the invoice, some zip folder, right, from the content server. Is it
Yes.
the standard one or the custom one? Will it be deleted from the application?
Chaitanya, This is the application where the file is to be there. Okay, it doesn't matter to you. I am teaching you that you can search the file and you are supposed to see the details of the file. You can download the file and you can delete the file. I am again repeating, at this point of time you does not need to think through. Consider that you are a student who doesn't know anything. Okay, go very step by step, basic by basic, because this is very real-time scenario. I will be covering all these things. If you keep thinking that, okay, whether it's a seeded one or not seeded one, how is it going to affect to you? The software will give you the capability to delete the file. For any purpose, if you have to delete the file, what you are going to learn, how to access the server, how to search the file, and how to delete the file. If you are able to grab that knowledge, then that is good enough for this particular session.
Okay, thank you.
Fine, guys. So again, I'm repeating, guys, please start trusting me and attend the session, go through the session every day. First 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I'm going to take you for your queries. In every session, I'm going to put you the agenda most of the times. In every session, in the last, I'm going to give you 5-10 minutes to ask the queries. If someone wants to have the one-on-one queries, I will extend the time also. Don't worry, but in between, please try to focus whatever we are going to teach, because this is very systematic thing, and I am going to give you every single point, every door that is there into the Fusion technical available as on date. Everything will be covered in detail. Okay. Since we said that, as you have already gone through, we are talking about the basics and the fundamentals. These fundamentals will definitely being referred somewhere into this part of the communications and the uses, right? We have covered these particular thing much in detail yesterday demo. Okay, and now we have started the functional thing. So in functional thing, definitely it's also the base which is being referred, whatever the things that we are going to learn here at the basic level or at the intermediate level, because we are not the functional consultant. Our focus area is to be a technical consultant, but to use these particular tools and technologies, if something is required to be learned here, we are learning those things. If that may be having one tool, maybe that we are going to discuss, that may be having 10 capabilities, but we will be learning only 5 capabilities specific to the technical work. We are not concerned about the functional work, right? Fine, guys.
Yeah.
Fine, guys. In addition to that, guys, again, I am repeating, I request everyone to join from laptop, guys. I request everyone to use headphones, because once you are asking the questions, I'm getting a lot of echo and I'm not getting proper voice from your side. So it will be not possible for me to understand your query and address you the right answer to your queries. Okay. Third thing, guys, please join from the stable connection. I could not be able to accept everyone interruptively in between. I have seen a lot of people are joining and leaving and then joining. It's the basic sessions. Okay, that's okay, but please try to join from the stable connection. Okay. So guys, you are clear. If someone will ask you that, okay, if someone is purchasing the Fusion application, how many servers we are going to have? We are going to have 3 different servers. Okay, what is these servers are all about? What are the purpose of these servers? That is not our area of discussion at the moment. We are just discussing that we have 3 server, how to access these server and how to search different files and how to delete that file. Okay. Fine, guys. Now, guys, one more thing that we are supposed to discuss. We will covering this. You can consider I am covering in bit and pieces to make you familiar with this particular application. Okay, this is not the actual work that you are going to do directly into the as a Fusion technical person. Next thing, guys, suppose if you say that, okay, Piyush, this is the server where the file is there. Okay, you said that, okay, either Oracle Fusion itself is placing the file, or as somebody is asking, there may be some seeded files. Yes, there could be some seeded files there, suppose. Okay, or there may be some technical work that we are going based on that some file is getting placed here. Like suppose we have created some custom report. That custom report is going to extract me all the new hire employees details, and once I get the data, I want to put that data into this particular server. That could be the possibility. So as you Piyush said that, okay, we can manually also place some file here. How we can place the file manually? So guys, if you see, if we go to the Fusion application, go to the navigator, there is something called tools. Guys, in this we have something called tools and utilities. There has been different sort of small tools. There has been different sort of small softwares has been provided by Oracle for certain purpose, for certain reasons. We will be learning these particular tools. So one of the tool that we are going to learn is file import and export. The name itself is quite self-explanatory. If we click onto this particular software, this software will open into our browser. What this will help you? It will help you to search for the file, or it will help you to upload any file. In case you want to upload some file, click onto this upload. It will say which file you want to upload. Just browse the file. Like suppose I want to update some file. I want to update this particular file. Suppose I uploaded this file. Where I want to upload, like suppose guys, this is the server. So server must be having some directory, some path, some folder. So here in this server guys, suppose the path has been listed down here. Here the path has been listed down here. Maybe in this path I don't have the access to write. In this path I don't have the access to write. From Oracle side, there is a default path. Anytime you are supposed to load the custom file, that file has to be placed into one folder called HCM data import. This is the path. What is the path? HCM data loader import. So in case you want to upload this oracle.csv file into this content server, you can go and use this particular software called file and import. Access this, click onto this plus icon, browse the file, select the directory where you are supposed to upload, and click onto save and close. Once you save and close guys, what will happen? It will give you the details that okay, file has been uploaded. Once the file has been uploaded, it will give you the content server ID. Take this content server ID. If you want to access this server, again go and access this particular server called like this. This is my server. Adding a keyword called content server, hit enter. It will take you to the search screen. Put the content server ID here and click on to search, and that's how you will be able to search this file. Clear? So guys, in case you will delete the file from here, or in case you will delete the file from here, here also you click onto this and you can delete this file. If you delete the file from here, that means it deletes the file from this content server itself. So if you again go back and search this content server, you will not be able to see this particular file. Clear? So guys, here we understood that okay, there have been three different servers: how to search the file, how to see the details of the file, how to delete the file, and how to upload the file into the server. In the Fusion itself, there is one UI, one software is available. That software is available where? Go to the navigator, go to the tools, and under tool, this is the software that we have, file import and export. Once we click onto this, here we are supposed to click onto plus icon, browse the file, and always we have to upload the file into HCM data loader import directory. Hope this is clear. Okay. Give me a thumbs up guys if everyone is clear with this. Fine guys. Next thing guys, suppose we said that okay, there is one more software which is the analytics software. How we are going to access? We will take the URL and add this particular keyword to access this software. This is the software where we are going to build our custom reports. Okay, so is this the only way that we need to access this by taking the URL and adding a keyword? No, from the UI itself, because we are a technical person, we have to know the technicality. But here also guys, all the tools are available here. Under navigator, there is tools. There is some tool called report and analytics. Once you click onto this tool called report and analytics, what will happen once we click onto this? It will take to this particular screen, and here there is a button called browse catalog. Once you click onto the browse catalog guys, it will take you to the same server. This is the server and this is the server. See, the name of the server is Oracle Transaction Business Intelligence. This is also the same. Only the thing is here we are accessing the home, and here it is taking us to the catalog. What is home, what is catalog, what is favorite, dashboard, all these things that we are going to learn when we are going to learn the technicalities about how to build the reports. Okay, today we are just accessing and learning about the navigation part only. Okay, next tool guys that we are supposed to use, that suppose if we are here, there is one tool available. We have one tool called set preferences. If you click onto this set preferences, guys, suppose TCS has purchased this particular software. TCS is working into Japan, TCS is working into Australia, TCS is working into Malaysia, TCS is working into India, it is working operating into UAE, and it is working into Germany, Russia, and UK and USA. So what has happened? TCS says that boss, I'm purchasing this software. I have the employee base working into different countries. They knows different language. Okay, in Russia, if my software is been opened by somebody who's working into Russia, this software need to open into Russian. If somebody is working into UAE, it should need to open into Arabic. If someone is opening into Japan, it should need to open into Japanese. So guys, what Oracle will say, Oracle say that, okay, I have this software by default into English language. In addition to that, I can provide you this particular software to be accessible, and all the UI, all the keywords, all the graphics may be available into 10 different languages. If any of the languages suits you, you purchase that language pack. Suppose the software costs 1 lakh rupees. Every language pack, if you want to enable, that costs 5,000. So if you want 3 language packages, 1 lakh is the software cost, 3 language pack is 15,000. So 1 lakh 15,000 is the total cost. So suppose guys, by default, anybody who's accessing this particular software, the default language of the software is English. But I am an Arabic person. I want to see this particular software into Arabic. So as a person, once I log in, I can go to the tools, and in the tools, we have 2 options. One is the language. Once I click onto the language, the person who logs in, he can go to the language screen, and he has the option that, okay, default language is English, but I want to see that into the Dutch. If the company has purchased additional languages, they will get the list of languages. We want that, okay, I want the current session to be in Dutch, and display name should be also into some Dutch language. That's how we will set and click on to save and close. The moment the person changes these particular languages, you will see that, okay, it is being translated. See, instead of language, the keyword is coming in TAL. If we go to the home page, there has been certain keywords for which there is being translations already provided by Oracle and uploaded by Oracle. See, instead of me, it is coming over me. Instead of my teams, it is coming Mizin team. Instead of my client group, it is showing something like this because it is showing into the Dutch language. Instead of good evening, it is showing something godavando, something like that. Clear? So guys, this set preferences is that somebody who logs in and he want to set the preferences for their login. If they log out of the application, let me log out of this application. The sign out is coming as a friendo. If I click on to log out, once I log out from the main application, guys, if I have log out into the main application, if I come here and refresh this application, see what will happen. See, the child application or the other 3 servers will be automatically getting logged out. So this is the main application, and these are the external servers or different applications which can be accessible from this session. Once we log out from this session, the other application will be automatically getting logged out. Clear? And guys, in case we will be logging into this application again for the same user, what we will see, if we log in this again, generally guys, it will not show into this same language because the set preferences is only for that particular session. It's only the browser cache issues. Since I have enabled some caches or something, some properties or some sort of you can say plugins I have installed into my browser, that is the reason it is still showing into that language. Otherwise, once you set the language, you can navigate into that language. Once you log out from that server and you again come back to the server with the same user, you will be again getting into the default language. Guys, this set principles set preferences can be accessed going to the navigator, going to the tool. Okay, and the same thing, set preferences is available going to the name here, and there is something called, this is mostly the set preferences. If we click onto this, no, this is not. This is the place which is the set preferences. We can go back again and change it. Instead of this, we want to change it into the English language. Now guys, you will see everything has been changed into English. So in guys, set preferences, since I am the administrator, I may be seeing multiple things which are of no use for the set preferences. Only 2 things that we are interested is, once to change the language after login. Otherwise guys, if you go to the regional, if you want that, okay, as a user, I want to see all the dates which are appearing into my application, maybe the invoice date, order date, purchase date, date of joining, date of birth. date of termination, any date which is coming into this software, I want that date to be appearing into one specific date format. What is that format, guys? I want that to be appearing not into MMDDYYY format, but I want that to be appearing into MMDDYYY format. Okay, or I want that to be appearing into this particular format. I want that to be appear into this format. So we will select this particular format and click on to save and close. In case I want any time to be displayed, I want time to be displayed into hours, minutes and second, I will select this thing. In case I want that, okay, any amount which is supposed to be displayed, which is a negative value, that should be showing into this format. I want to show that, okay, all the currencies, whether it's a product amount, it's a salary, it's a bonus amount, it's the tax dues, anything that should be calculated and showing a default currency of sterling pound or INR or Philippines or Pakistani rupees, anything that I will set and close. That is the preferences. This user is able to see the details into that manner only. So if we set the different sort of date type, if we come here, go to the My Client Group, go to one screen called Person Management. If we go to this Person Management screen, guys, see, we have set the preferences as to show as DD, MOM and YYYY separated by dot. That is the reason it is coming like this. Okay, fine, guys. Next thing, guys, if we go and check here under the tools, there are certain tools available. One of the tool, we have seen this particular tool. We have seen the important tool that we have this particular tool. Guys, there is one tool called schedule processes. If you go and click onto this schedule process tool, once we access this particular tool, guys, it will give you some sort of window. If any one of you from the EBS background, if you know there is a concurrent program in EBS, this is the screen. In concurrent program, if you have to run the concurrent program, there is a request group, request set group, or you have to run the program as a request. Same way, guys, there has been certain programs into the Fusion system. Those programs may be Oracle provided program, or those may be some programs that we are going to create for ourselves. And in case we have to run those program, how we are going to run those program? We are supposed to access this particular software under the navigator, go to the tools, the software or the screen name is schedule processes, and we can come here. If any process which is running, it will show here. If it is in waiting stage, it is successful stage, it is error stage, you will see here. In case you want to see some sort of specific program, you can click onto this search bar, and there are certain sort of filters are available. I am interested only to see only those program which has been succeeded. Okay, so we will select that particular thing and click on to search. That's how we will be able to restrict the search. See, we have seen only the search, only the items which has been successful. In case we are interested to see only the details which has error out, we will click on to error. Multiple choices also we can select, no issues. In case I am interested only for error, click on to this, click on to search, and that's how only the error details. In case any program which has errored after this particular time, that will be shown. So if we say instead of after, before this particular today's date, any program has errored, click on to search, and that's how we will be able to search these particular item which has errored out. Okay, so guys, if this particular program has error out, once you click onto this line, this is the program. For each of the program, guys, there is some sort of logs being getting generated that this is the error, this program accepts some sort of parameter. Like if you submit some program, that program may accept some sort of parameter, 1, 2, 5 different parameters. You want to validate and see those parameter details. How you will be able to see? Once you click onto this parameter tab, you will be able to see that, okay, this program has been errored out. This program has these many parameters. If those details are there, if this program is generating some logs, there may be some file available, some download file or some link is available. Through that, we can click and download the file also. Okay. In case, guys, you want to submit some program, what you are supposed to do, click on to submit, schedule new process. You must be provided with the program name, maybe the client, maybe the functional people, or you are a technical person, you created some program at yourself, and you will just select that particular program to submit. If you want to search the program, click onto this tile, click onto this search, and you will be able to search any program. Like suppose I want to search the program which is having a keyword called LDAP, and click on to search. Any program which is having this keyword called LDAP will be listed. I'll click onto this program. What is this particular program is supposed to be done? That description has been provided. Then click on to OK, and this program will be ready to submit. Click on to submit. OK. If this program accepts some sort of parameters, it will ask for those parameter value. As this program accept the value, whether these are the parameter value, I want to pass this value, we can pass and click on to submit. That's how the program will be submitted. Once the program will be submitted, guys, you are not able to see it here. Why? Because you have filtered this data based on these things. Okay, so we can reset these things and then click on to search, but you will see this program I have submitted just now. Who has submitted, guys? This is the program name, this is the process ID, this is the current status, at what time it is submitted, who has submitted, all details you will be able to see from this particular screen. Clear? Fine, guys, since we have submitted this program passing these sort of parameters, these parameters has been specified, and it says that okay, these parameters has been passed in this particular manner in this argumentative way. Clear? Guys, this particular sort of arrangements that you are able to see, that okay, there is a table which will result the output, and there is a search panel which will ask you some sort of fields that you can pass the fields and search based on those particular field. Guys, these sort of screen anywhere, whether into finance, whether into supply chain, whether into HCM, if you see any sort of a screen similar to like this sort of structure, these kind of screens are called classic screens. These are built based on one technology called OAF. Okay, OAF is one of the designing tool technology through which you can design the pages. That is an obsolete sort of technology. It's a very premium technology for Oracle EBS, which is the previous version of the enterprise application from Oracle. And that same technology initially Oracle Fusion also used to create these pages, which is now not in use. No new pages is being developed by Oracle using this technology. Okay, so considering this, guys, if I want to show you some more screen like this, click onto this. If you go to the screen called person management, this is the main screen. Like as you see that in case you want to check whether your internet is working or not, you will go to the Google and put www.google.com. Same way, guys, if you want to check that okay, your navigations, your access, something is working, not working, so you will come to the navigation screen of person management, and this is the screen that will be the first building block, or you can say primary screen that will help you to search any of the manpower into your company. How you will be seeing here, guys? Here there is a search bar. Here you can hide or unhide. In this, few fields are there. Based on those fields you want to search some data. I want to search some data starting with 1000 percentage. This percentage is the wildcard. That first 4 characters should be 1000, and after that it could be anything. Click on to search, and that's how you will be getting this data here. Clear? So guys, there is a search panel and there is a result panel. In this result panel, guys, in this result panel we have certain sort of fields available. Okay, and the first field generally is a link. Once we click onto this particular link, it will take us to the next drill down, next page that will give you more details about this particular person. Guys, in any of such particular screen, you will be having a search panel, you will be having a result panel, and majority of the screens you will be having this tile, that is something called export to Excel. Based on your search criteria, whatever the results which has been displayed here, 10, 20, 30, 50, 100, whatever. Okay, if you click onto this export button, what will happen? All these columns and all these records will be exported into an Excel file. So guys, this is one of the simplest way. Like if there is a requirement that we have to extract bulk data from the Fusion system, what is the way? If we know the data is requested for which application, for the person details, you will come to this screen, search for those particular persons based on certain criteria, click onto this export button, and that data will be extracted. Since this is a manual process, there is no coding, nothing technology. The only limitation is we can only extract only based on the search criteria which has been mentioned here. It may be 10, 20, 100, 200 record. It cannot help you to extract 2 lakh records first of all. So the volume should be less. Second thing is, if here there is no email ID being displayed here, so you want that okay, get me these details along with the phone number and email address, but sorry, This UI is not having email address and phone number, so it will not help you to extract that data. Okay. Next thing, guys, in case for any of this data, suppose you want to perform some sort of operation in such sort of tables, you maybe see some sort of additional icon like cross icon. If that particular business object is allowed to be deleted, you select that row and click onto the cross icon to delete. In case there is a plus icon, in case you want to create a new icon, click onto that plus icon to create the thing. In case there is a pencil icon available, that means you are able to edit that record. Select the record, click onto the pencil, the same page will be open into edit mode. You will make the changes, save the data, and that data will be saved into the system. Okay. Next thing, guys, there is something called additional actions you want to perform. There may be certain screen for certain objects, certain actions to be performed. You see there is an action button, click onto this. This has some sub actions. Each of these category also have some other actions that as per our choices, we can do those actions. We are not interested and we are not going to learn all these actions because that is a work of a actual end user, the business user or the functional user. We are just understanding the basic of the application so that we will be familiar with the navigation, access, different sort of screen, different sort of styles of the screen. Because if we have the knowledge of this particular screens, screen types, navigations button, then only we will be self-equipped to learn our technology, to do the customization, to extract the record from the tables, and then validate whether the report is giving the correct sort of data or not. Okay. Next thing, guys, in such sort of screen, we mostly have this view icon. If you see in this view icon, guys, it will give you to sort the data, or you want to reorder the columns. Okay, suppose you want to reorder the column in such a way, click onto this reorder, and you want national identity column after the department, click onto this, it will be changed, and click onto this, it will be changed like this. In case, guys, you want to add few more columns, click onto columns. Maybe Oracle has provided 40 columns to be displayed. By default, only few are displayed. You don't want to show the termination date or system person type, you can uncheck, that column will be removed. You want to add few more columns, click onto this. If you want to show the country, click onto this, country will be added. Okay. So, guys, here whatever the columns which has been listed, we can enable and disable only those columns to be displayed. If you want to show the phone number or email address, if that is not listed here, we cannot show that here. Okay. Fine, guys. Tell me, Dhama, you have some query?
Yes, I just like to know the person management search, the OHR number as along with the person number, both are the same category or both are the different?
Okay. Over to you, Sagar. You also please tell me your question first. Sagar,
I
you
don't
have
have,
some query?
no, I don't have any query, right?
Fine. So, answering to Dhamma, I'll ask you some questions and then I will answer. Does it matter to you? Did I talk anything about any of the fields? No, right? Our purpose is to understand the pages, what are the flow of the pages, how to search the pages. How does it matter whether I write it as an OHR number, employee ID, person number, or anything we can write? Any company can call, some company call them as a OHR number, some company call it as a employee ID, some company call it as a person number, some company call it as a agent number. That doesn't matter to you. We are not learning the functional aspects, right?
Okay. And Piyush, what about the national ID? That comes under a functional part or that comes on a technical
Again,
part?
I'm saying, Dhamma, we are not going to the field by field. We are not learning the field. We don't care what these fields are all about. That is not our
Acha, okay.
objective.
All right.
There may be 1,000 fields there. We are not going to learn those 1,000 fields, right? We don't even bother
Okay.
to learn about even a single field. That is not our objective.
Okay.
Our objective is to understand what are the different sort of screens are available. If the screens are available, what are the structure of the things, how to search, how to put the data. Your focus should be how I putting the data 100%. You should need to just learn that, okay, there is a wildcard called percentage that will be allowed to search the dynamic search. Then there is a search button. Then there is a hyperlink. Then there is we can reorder the columns. we can add new columns, we can delete the thing, we can export the things. If you are able to follow that, then the objective for this lesson is done.
Okay, got it. Got it.
So guys, I want to keep it very simple and very clear. I don't want anyone to have any knowledge of anything. Okay, for next 5 classes, I don't want to have any knowledge. If you are having 5-year experience, 10-year experience, you are into for the Java, .NET, SQL, PLSQL. This is a new sort of technology, guys. This is not a technology based training. The course is called Fusion Technical because we have to learn to use different sort of tools provided by Oracle to use as a technical consultant. Okay, see, functional people are also having some tools that they will be learning and using to configure the system. We are having certain tools that has been provided by Oracle that are supposed to be used and worked and utilized by the technical team. So this, we are going to learn those tools. So before to get that particular tool, my objective is to make you a techno-functional. My objective is not to make you a techno-functional 30, 70, 70, 30, 50, 50, but at least you should need to have 90 and 10. You are 90% technical, 10% functional. Reason is, if you have been asked to extract the data, creating a BIP report, you have extracted the new hire report. Once you have extracted the report, you should be able to, if someone will tell your manager or your functional people or your client has told that, okay, person management screen is there, go and search and check whether the data which is there into the UI is matching to your report is not. So if you have the basic idea how to navigate to the screen, how to search, how to open the page, how to open that link, how to check the section, that is the only objective that we are going to cover today. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Noted.
Fine. Guys, can we extend for 15 more minutes at least? Anyone has
Yes.
an hard stop, guys?
Go ahead, Piyush.
Okay. So guys, if we understood this particular thing and we are able to search anything, then as I said that, okay, we will be able to see only few screens here because this is a kind of a dashboard. At a premium level, it is going to give you some details. If you want to see more details, definitely there is no harm. You can go and access. What happened to my screen? You can go and access onto this hyperlink. It will open one screen. This screen, guys, will give you more details about this particular employee or the person, that okay, in which job it is working, what grade, which location, what is the date of hiring, who's the manager of this person. All these details will be provided to you here. Clear? So guys, the structure of the pages is like that. It will give you some heading, then it may be have some tabs. That tab may be having some sort of information, that may be having sub tabs. That sub tab may be having different section. Different section may be having some sort of fields. Some field may be empty, some field may be having some data. Why, guys? Because there may be some fields once you're creating the data, some fields may be mandatory, some fields may be non-mandatory. That's how this, see, so many fields are there. We are not going to learn these fields. That is not our primary objective. Clear? Now guys, if we talk about the person may be having the employment details. In addition to that, they may be having their salary details, they may be having their personal details, they may be having their what was that car details, they may be having their you can say compensation details, their training details, so many things. So in any of these particular applications, if you talk about any object, maybe a person, maybe an invoice, maybe a supplier, maybe a general ledger entry, you open the basic screen, and in the basic screen, guys, in right hand side we have something called tasks. Once you access these particular tasks, there has been different sort of different screens are available. Like suppose you want to check the salary details or you want to see the person details, click onto this person, guys. It will give you different details about the person, like what is the name of the person. In this, guys, in the person screen itself, it is having multiple sub tabs. So guys, there is no limit how many pages, sub pages have sub tabs. Sub tabs may be having subsections, subsections may be having multiple sort of fields. Clear? Guys, everyone clear on this?
Yeah.
Fine, guys. So in case, guys, we are able to access this thing. Now understand, let's do some sort of transactions. What are these transactions, guys? Suppose this person does not have a date of birth. Okay, I want to put the date of birth. There is a pencil icon. You see the UI is also not. Now understand the challenges. This is the first level of pages which Oracle has created with the initial technology. You see, there is no uniformity. Somewhere they have added the button, somewhere they have added the pencil icon. Okay, so these are the small challenges they may face, that okay, the UI is not that effective, this is dull sort of screen, there is no proper alignment of the data screen, lot of white spaces there is no proper utilization of the space. That is the reason they may have modified their approach of to redesign the things. You understand, like if you launch your website first, it may be having something. Once you earn the things, you put more efforts, then you redesign your website, to some different version, different framework, different technology, right? Same way, this is the Oracle software. They come up with this software, with this technology, with these sort of design, then they have changed to the next sort of design, that is the responsive page. Then in future they are coming with the Redwood page, which are still into the progress. They are ready with certain pages, certain modules, and they're pushing the customer to go and start using the Redwood pages, applicable and enabling the Redwood pages. None of the customer has fully gone to the Redwood pages yet. Clear? Now guys, the system that we are using, we don't have the Redwood pages enabled, because this is still into the still there has been multiple push from the Oracle side. Last deadline from the Oracle is 31st of October 2024. That was the last deadline by the Oracle team to make sure that okay, every customer should need to shut down all other application pages and start using the Redwood pages. There has been drastic complaint from different customers. The pages were not correct, these were not responsive, they are not effective. That is the reason Oracle has to shut down that particular cutoff deadline. And now the next deadline that Oracle has put, that is 31st of March 2026. Okay, so still the customers are evaluating, understanding, and converting their pages, enabling these pages into the Redwood thing. Clear? Guys, everyone clear about three different kind of pages that are available and provided by Oracle? If someone will ask, you will be able to explain these three kind of pages. Classic page, responsive page, Redwood page. Classic page is the oldest one, responsive page is the current one and the most popular one. Sorry. And the Redwood page is the future pages which are going to come in future. Clear? Now guys, in case we want to add the date of birth, you can click onto this pencil icon. This page will open into some editable screen. Sometime guys, you will see that okay, that is also not uniform. Sometime once you click onto this section will open into a pop-up window. You will pass the data here. Like suppose I want to pass the date of birth as not 25, but I want to give the date of birth as 2000 only. Okay, and click on to OK, like this. Once you make the changes, you are supposed to save the data. Okay, let's save the data. Once we save the data, guys, what we are supposed to do, we are supposed to submit the data. Once we submit this data, guys, what we are supposed to see that okay, data has been successfully saved into the database. If you take this particular person number or OHR number, close this particular screen, again search for this particular user here. Let's suppose we search this particular user and search, and we can go, instead of clicking here, guys, I select this row and I want to go to the person screen. I can directly click onto the actions. I want to use some sort of person and employment page. Under this, I want to go to the person screen directly. Also, I can open the person screen here, and here you will see that okay, the date of birth has been saved successfully here. Clear? Now guys, anybody who's from the EBS background, you know, suppose if you're working into one of the page, you cannot check and open another page. You have to close this particular page. If you are at the person page and you want to see the payroll page, you cannot go. You have to close the person page and then only you can go to the page that is payroll page or absence page. That is not the case here, guys. It is the beauty of the cloud-based application. You can take this URL and put into another tab multiple times. No offense. You can open this same application multiple times. In this tab, you are in this particular page. In this tab, you can go and stand onto the home page, and in this page, guys, again you can stand onto this page and you can go into one another tool, that is go to the tools. There is something called, if you go to the tools, there is one application called, that application name is transaction console. If you click onto this transaction console, guys, it will open one application. What is the purpose of this application, guys? Transaction means whatever the thing that we have did here, okay, we did certain changes here, right? Here we did certain things. As the end user, as the person who's accessing the software from the UI, this is called user interface, and make certain changes into the UI, whether you are creating the data, you are deleting the data, you are updating the data. Only 3 changes you can perform. Either you can create, either you can delete, or either you can modify. Anything any user is going to do onto the data from the UI, that is called transaction. And guys, in case we have to monitor what all transactions are happening, who has did those transactions, whether that transaction is successfully completed or it has failed or it is waiting for someone to approve or something, how you will get to know? This particular software is to be for administrative purpose. The admin of the application will be having this software, and they will be able to access this software. Once they access this page, or you can say application or software, if they will see all the transactions by default which has error out. All the transactions which are errored will be marked as red mark. Any transaction, in case you want to see the any transaction which has happened, these are the filters. You remove this field, it will show whatever the transactions which are happening into the system. You see, for the user one, we only did one transaction. On which date? On this date. Who did the transaction? Kala.Kevin did. What kind of transaction we did? Manage person. We try to manage the person record. See, this is called something to, we are trying to manage the person data to make certain changes into the person record. That is the reason it says the process name is this. What is the status of this transaction, guys? It has been completed successfully. Clear? Fine, guys. Here, guys, if you see the transaction which has been completed successfully, you can see here that will be marked as green. The transaction which are still in progress, why it is in progress? There is a time clock is showing. It shows this transaction is in progress because somebody has tried to submit this transaction. Who submitted? This user has submitted this transaction, and it is waiting for this user to review and approve the transaction. This transaction requires some sort of approval. This transaction has failed due to certain reason. This transaction has failed. So suppose, guys, this transaction, somebody is trying to update the phone number, and due to certain reason that transaction has failed. The transaction, the updated phone number is not saved into the system. So what the user will see, if he is going to that particular screen, he will see that he will get a message, your screen is logged, you cannot perform any work there. So what they will do, that is the support kind of project will come into picture. That person will say, see boss, I have got a new SIM, I have to update my phone number, I went and updated, but it is not reflecting, and it's been 3 days I tried to update, it is not reflecting. Please tell me what has happened. He will raise a ticket to you. You are a support consultant. Okay, you will check and tell, yes, I understood that. Okay, on 18th of July you try to update, but your transaction has failed. You please submit your phone number again. He will again go to the UI and he will say that, okay, sorry to inform, but I am not able to edit that page because it says that, okay, the transaction is logged. Why it is logged? So you will say that, okay, transaction is logged because it is error. As an admin, can I cancel this transaction? He will say, if the user approves or if his manager approves, what you will do, you can select this transaction and click onto the action. There is something called terminate process. Once you terminate the process, what will happen? This transaction was error due to certain reasons, and put it into the log. It will remove that log and this transaction will show also completed. Clear? Clear, guys? Guys, any questions as of now? Danesh, Deepa, Dhama, Gautam, KP, Mohan, Pradeep, Pooja, Sagar, Sai, Satta, Sahadat, Shekhar, Soman, Surya. Any questions anybody has?
Is there any way we can change the pages from classic to responsive and responsive to Redwood? Like any options to change that?
Kim, yes, there is an option, but that is not in our scope. That is the work of a functional consultant. The one thing that you should need to understand, there is a classic page Oracle come up with the responsive page. So Oracle says, stop using classic page. I am not going to support anything into classic page. So all the customer has moved to the responsive page. The customer does not have classic and responsive page together. Okay.
Okay, got it.
Then now Oracle is coming that, okay, see boss, I'm coming with the new technology, new advanced things, new pages, new UI, new lookup, okay, new faster execution, ease of business, ease of user experience, something like that. And Oracle try to sell responsive pages. Sale in the sense just to sell their technology, but there is no additional cost. Everything is free of cost. Once you purchase the software, all upgrades, all new features, all everything will be free to you. Okay. And that free features has been pushed to your software automatically by Oracle. You as a company does not need to apply any patch. You does not need to take any maintenance. You does not need to do anything. Everything will be taken care by Oracle because it's a cloud-based application. That is the beauty. Everything will be taken care by Oracle on a quarterly basis. Clear?
Yes, yeah.
Now guys, that is not our purpose, whether these pages we can enable, not enable. We are not going into that. We only know that, okay, the latest technology, every customer are onto the responsive UI. No customer is into the classic UI. No customer currently into the Redwood. Or if any customer is being into the Redwood, let them be. We are not having currently the server which is into the Redwood. Okay.
Yeah. Clear.
Fine. Now guys, whatever that we have discussed, these are the very basics, just the glimpse of different things. These are not the actual training. This is not the fusion technical training. These are the just to get you familiar, what is my training methodology, how we are going to cover, what sort of details that we are going to cover. Like there will be a full lecture onto this particular screen. I have not told you anything. Just only two things that we can come to this screen. In this screen, what is this, what are these particular filters, what are these areas, what are these filters, what are the different sort of options available if we select. All these things we need to discuss, right? Okay. So this particular thing is just to get you familiar with the application, navigation, different sort of servers, and very basic thing. Going forward, guys, what we are going to see, as we have planned, tomorrow we will be covering something related to, once we understood that, okay, there is a fusion application and navigation, we understood that we can access the BIP server, we understood how to access the UCM server, we have understood what are different sort of global buttons available, navigator available, tiles available. We have seen there is a screen called work structure, person management. Here we have seen that how to search the person, how to export the data from the search, how to hide and hide the search panel or table panel. We can click onto the hyperlink and go into the other drill down pages. Then in the right hand side there is a task button is there. Through that we can able to access sub pages. In that we have seen there has been some sort of tiles, subtiles, and different tabs, sections, subsections, fields. We have seen how to edit the things. All these things we have discussed, right? We have seen there are certain sort of utilities that we have discussed so far. Those utilities, we have seen set preferences, we have seen file import. Okay, we have seen reports and analytics. Just the screens, guys. We are not talking about these software. What these softwares are meant for, only file import we have covered. Okay, whatever the capability of file import we have covered, please refer this particular video. There is nothing other than this in file import. We have not covered desktop integrator. We have seen schedule process. Okay, guys, this thing we have covered completely. There is nothing other than this. Okay, I'm putting something called Y for complete. This software also we have covered in this particular tutorial. This software also from the software perspective, what this screen is all about, what is going to be done, how to submit the process, these things we have covered. Okay, but which program to submit, why to submit, how to submit, whether Oracle is going to submit the program, whether we are going to submit the program, whether we are going to create our own program, all these things we will be covering as part of the technical discussion. Just to have the discussions, we understood. This person management screen also, guys, we are able to do search, extract the data by the button, column changes. Okay, we are able to open the data, we are able to see the task, we are able to do what, we are able to edit the data, save the data, save or submit the data. I'll say submit the data. Once we submit, guys, we have revalidated the data. We again search and check that, okay, phone number has or date of birth has been saved. Okay, and after that, guys, we have seen something called transaction console also. This also we have not covered, just at the high level we have covered transaction console. Okay, next thing, guys, there is very important part that we are going to cover, that is the security. This is the very important chapter, how the user has been created, which roles has been assigned, how to update the user. All these details we are going to cover tomorrow. This is for tomorrow chapter, guys. This we are going to cover tomorrow, and we are going to cover this portion. Whatever the screen that I have shown, these things we are going to cover tomorrow. Okay, clear, guys?
Yes,
Just a second before I'll take your questions. Just a second, I'll just mark the things. So, guys, for time being, I have just covered few of these things. I'm just going to mark those things which we have covered. Okay, this thing we have covered, and this thing we have covered. Okay, these things we are going to cover tomorrow, and this thing also, guys, whatever the capability of this UCM server that we have accessed and covered. Okay, guys, desktop integrator is also we are going to cover now. Very simple tool, small tool. What has happened? It is just one software that we are supposed to use for some particular purpose. What is that purpose? We will be learning at some point of time when we are supposed to use. What is that software, guys? To use some of the utility, there is some software need to be installed into your computer. So where you are going to search that software, Oracle being kind enough that, okay, they have given that software available here. Click onto this, it will give you and download the exe file. Guys, in practically, there is no use for you, because if you are working for any customer, you does not have the capability to install this software. You just log in, download this thing, connect with your logistic team and ask them that, okay, through the admin credential, please install this software. I have the approval mail from my manager because I'm going to use one software. That software requires this particular software to be installed on my computer. Clear, guys? That is the only purpose of this software. Fine. Fine, guys. Now over to you guys. If you have any questions, please let's take your questions and then we will wrap up the session. Yes, Shahadat.
Hi, the desktop integrator is for like only the installation, or like are you
Only
going
the
to-
installation.
But are you going to help us like to understand like how it will be integrated, or how?
Shahadat, Shahadat, it
Yeah.
is only for the installation. I told you we will go step by step.
Okay.
For time being, consider it's a
Okay.
installation. Once software is available, I am giving you the path. Click onto this and download. Again, I am telling you, you are not supposed to even install because you are not authorized into the client environment to install into your laptop, right?
Yeah. Okay.
What this software is, what is the purpose of this software, in which application it is going to be used. Once we are learning the technicality, we will be covering everything. I cannot explain those things into the initial classes. Okay.
Thank you.
Archana, Arun, Chaitanya, any other questions anyone has? Danish, Deepa, Dhamma?
Yeah, hi Piyush.
Yes.
So Piyush, this session is one-to-one or what? I mean, if we have some doubt, I mean, in the between some technical doubt, so do we need to ask at the end or we can ask in between? So
I
which
am
room?
flexible. I am flexible. I will give you an opportunity and I will not be putting always you on a mute. But only the thing is, I don't want you, please, you have to follow me and my instructions. Okay.
Yeah.
If I am asking you that, okay, any questions, you should need to respond. If I'm asking you, have you referred this thing, anybody is from the EBS background, or have you tried to compare, I will walk you all the things. I know EBS, I know PeopleSoft, I know Workday, I know SAP, I know Java, I know .NET. So wherever the reference point are supposed to be done, I will cover that. I want everyone to be a blank slate, please. At least for the first week where we are going to have a basic things. I don't want any irrelevant questions in between. In the last you want, I will give you all the answers. Okay.
Okay, no, let's suppose after 4-5 classes, so if we have any doubt in technicality, though.
I told you already, I am not going to put you on mute always. You can interact in between.
Okay, thank you.
But best is to keep your doubt with you in the last, or once I complete the training for certain portion for 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I'll give you the time to ask the questions. Okay.
Okay. Well, so we can do the screen sharing and all the stuff if after in future, I mean, after 15 classes, something like that.
I
So
guarantee you does not require that sort of efforts to put it across to do the screen share. Okay. In case, since this is 100% technical, practical training, in case you are not able to achieve something, you are failing, very rarely some of the students needs to show me something, which I'll give you an opportunity, or you can connect after the class, or you can request, I'll give you that, okay, I will start the Zoom 10 minutes earlier and then we will share. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, Dhamma. Last two questions, guys.
Piyush, your My Enterprise having a lots of options available, but My Enterprise showing the few
So
instance. So
Dhamma, you
how
are,
to download?
I'm, which My Enterprise, Dhamma?
Means your instance, your My Enterprise, they're having a set of set preferences and
Where is
everything.
My Enterprise? I'm not able to see My Enterprise. What you're referring to My Enterprise?
You rightly said na, that you have to go to instance and go to My Enterprise. There is a desktop and all. But when I check on mine, download and desktop integration installer.
Dhamma, I'll answer your query. Okay. First of all, you are referring to this thing which I have never spoke. In the entire lecture, I never use a word called My Enterprise. I always talk tools. Okay.
Okay.
So you might be clicking onto My Enterprise and seeing these things while this is supposed to be this. Second thing, Dhamma, wherever it is required that I want everyone to log in and please practice the things along with me, navigate with me, do from your side. I will give you and I will ask you to do that. Please do not overwork. Okay. I am not expecting you to parallelly do and check. It will confuse you. If you have carefully focusing onto this, you will correctly heard that, okay, I'm saying tools. I have never said My Enterprise. Okay.
Okay, gotcha.
Guys, please understand, if I'm committing you that, okay, by end of this particular training, you will be having, I'm having 15 years of experience completely into Fusion. Okay. If I'm claiming that, okay, you should be able to pass 7 or 8 interviews out of 10 or 12 interviews that you're going to face. If I'm claiming that, okay, you will be a practically sound technical fellow of a Fusion technical, then you have to follow me. Okay. I don't want you to be diverted from anything which is not relevant. Everything practically in real time which is required, only that we will speak. Okay. Trust me, if there has been 20 utilities, you will say that, okay, then Piyush, what is deep link? There is no point to ask me what is deep link. This tool is for designed for certain different reason, different purpose, different things. This instance is definitely not you are having. Your customer may not be providing the full access, right? Whatever the tools, utilities which are required from our perspective of to learn the technicality that we are learning. Okay. Fine.
Yeah, got it. Understood.
Fine, guys. Last question if anyone has, otherwise we can wrap up the session. Guys, request you to please get yourself enrolled. The early bird session offer is still going on because yesterday we have a late session. That is the reason we are running the early bird offer today also. Okay. Our admin is already there. He has already shared the link. Anybody who has not enrolled, please make sure to get enrolled today only. Please do not reach out to us for the early bird offer tomorrow. This offer will be expired today. Okay. In case, guys, you are not able to see the videos, if you are not able to receive any mail regarding the access, please be patient and connect with the admin. I am not in the entire course of this particular training, guys. You can request me, I will pass on and convey these messages to the admin, but your point of contact is admin only. For any training, any access, any document, any material, any drive, admin, the training admin is the key point of contact that will help and support you for all these sort of logistics supports. Clear? Guys, you might be having some sort of doubts that, okay, in case you need to miss the classes, guys, my trainings are 100% recorded trainings. You will be getting a daily access for those particular recorded trainings. Don't feel that, okay, you are going to lose anything. In case you losing one class, two class, my trainings will be self-explanatory. Go to the training recording. If you are having a doubt, make a note of that. Next day you can come ask me either within the session or after the session. I will give you the time to explain your doubts. Clear?
Yeah.
Next thing, guys, what was I was telling? Please join 5 minutes early of the session. Guys, please, if possible, I know that time is precious. We have a 1 hour of session, but since these are the initial days, we are extending for 10-15 minutes. There will be a hard stop from your side for 1 hour. So please, if you can push it for 10-15 minutes extra, because if we are going to address your queries or something, sometime it may require some 10-15 minutes extra. In addition to that, there are certain topics that has to be completed within that lecture. Then also we may extend for 10-15 minutes, but that will not be an intentional and that will not be on a regular basis. Clear? Fine, guys. Sata, Sahadat, Shakar, Sukumar, Surya, anyone has any questions? Please ask. Otherwise, I am closing the session for today. Okay.
Yeah, Piyush, you said
No
that.
question. Thank you.
Hi Piyush, like are you getting the accessibility by today or tomorrow, the server?
Shahadat, please reach out to admin. Once you have enrolled, he will be directly working with the access. Maybe by tomorrow afternoon, you can reach out to admin and he will share you the details. Okay. Surya, you have any question?
Yes, Piyush. You said that we have 3 pages like Redwood page, classic, and responsive. Do you have the example to show like how the look and feel
So
looks like?
Surya, you are able to understand that we have 3 pages. That is more than enough at this point of time. Okay.
Okay.
When we are going to learn about the customization, personalization, different screens, we will be seeing all these things. Okay. I have just
Okay.
shown you the classic page. If I'm able to show you that screen, are you able to figure it out that, okay, Piyush, this is a classic screen, this is the old screen, and this is built on the OF technology. If you are able to remember and answer these 3 things, my job is clear and you will be passing that particular question. Okay.
Okay, Piyush. Okay for now.
Fine then. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your time. Let's connect tomorrow. Please join 5 minutes early. I will be starting a session sharp at 8:30. Again, tomorrow's there will be a different link will be shared only with the enrolled participants. Anybody who has not enrolled, they will not be getting a Zoom link. Okay. So once the batch has been finalized tomorrow, then only all the WhatsApp group, all the access and everything will be shared by Kumar and admin within the group itself. Okay. Fine. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for your time. Hope you have enjoyed the session. Please, please do not come with any of the knowledge of the baggage. Follow the things one by one, step by step. From the basic to the advanced level, it requires time. And there is a systematic process that we are going to follow. All the nodes we are going to touch and all the dots will be connected into a single thing with an objective that you should need to end up with the Fusion Technical Consultant. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.